Hello, everybody, and welcome to West Pennsylvania to Pocono Raceway. As we're here for, I believe it's eight, week 9 of the UBN Prospects Truck Series, playoff race number 1 here, here at Pocono Raceway here for the UIS Universal iRacing Series here. As we get ready to get qualifying underway here from Pocono, as we have some trucks on track already, setting their lap times. You ready to see some of you drivers out on track as we'll try to find some of you drivers who we're going to have to be looking for tonight. Maybe claim a win here from Pocono as we have Max Ford right now making his lap time. Like he just got done with his second lap, actually. We'll go on board with some other people. Tyler Helms in the one machine. Matt Jordan for the Tundra. Going out to make a good lap here. He gets into the outside wall. I might invalidate that lap. See that driver from across the board. Still not sending a lap yet, but this will be his second lap here. Good to see him try to get the second lap complete here. Still not a lap for Tyler Helms, and Tyler, one of the drivers who we've seen be quick here in the UIS community and especially in these trucks. So see if he can figure something out here. And at 55.03, that'll be good enough for P10 for that number 1 machine. Try to find some drivers out on track here. We do apologize for the kind of abrupt start here. Kind of got called up last minute. As your guys' normal broadcaster could not make it tonight for race 1 of your guys' playoffs here at Pocono. So we kind of got the call here on HVTV to take it over last second. So we're trying to still get everything set up the best we can to get you guys ready to put on a good show for you guys at home. Us as we try to get everything set up as we speak. Here, guys ready to go here. But you see 5 it's counting down on the ticker here, and it looks like Max Ford and that number 11 machine take your pull tonight at Pocono. To let these drivers get ready for this 50 lap race here for Pocono, and one of the more unique tracks that these drivers will come to on the service. I mean, it's very unique in its own right. I feel like the only other track that's like this is, maybe like a short track that we have here on the service. Um, that is kind of shaped like a triangle. But once again, I'll do my intros. My name is Christian Delgado. You lead producer and commentator for tonight's race here of week 1 of the UBN Prospect Truck Series. As we get ready to kick off the playoffs here for these truck drivers, and just waiting on everybody to get back into those trucks to get ready to go green here for 50 laps here from Pocono Raceway. But we do have most of our drivers in here, so we'll go ahead and get your starting lineup here presented by HVTV started just real quick. You're right there. Max Ford in that number 11 machine will take your pull. And Jose Aguilar, hopefully I'm pronouncing that name right. I'm going to butcher that all week. We'll run out row 1. Down there in row 2, Zachary Trevino in that number 45 machine, and Carmelo Echeverra in the number 92. Ryan Arnold alongside Aaron Kovnat going to round out that 5th and 6th in that row 3. Wyatt Thompson in the 77 alongside Noah Nicholson going to round out your top 8, and rounding out your top 10 tonight, Travis Prather alongside Tyler Helms in that number 1 machine. We saw him run his qualifying laps. Starting back there in P11 is going to be Gavin Smith alongside Chase Smith, that number 18 machine. Cash Culp alongside going to be P13 in that number 57 machine alongside Asher Bunkley in 81. Christian Zerati in the 53 going to be starting P15 alongside Matthew Fastnot at number 4. Michael Deitch in the 50 will be starting there in P17, and Kendorian Davis P18 in that number 5 machine. Joseph Enright in the number 67 alongside Trenton Wilkin in the 60 machine. Chase George P21 and Brady Gost P22. And rounding out the field, Riley Ibanez in a number 24 machine. Taking a look at your race weather for tonight's race. 74 degrees. 19-mile-an-hour wind. That's going to play a big factor in tonight's race alongside mostly cloudy sky, but still a great night of racing for these drivers. And we'll get ready to go green here for 50 laps here from Pocono Raceway. You see lights off on that pace truck. That means that number 11, that number 19 will be leading us to green this time by 50 laps. Pocono, one of the more, I would say, driver tracks that these drivers are going to go to when it comes to getting the most out of this truck. These corners are all different here. From turn 1 to turn 2, all the way down here to turn 3 with a tricky triangle. But you'll see that pace truck take a hard left turn on the Perry Road. We'll be going 50 laps here to start your playoffs here for the UBN Prospect Truck Series. You see Barney with the flag in hand, and we are green here from Pocono. Around to take your first lap here. Max Ford will lead your first lap tonight at Poconos. He's already starting to, you see that snaking already early today to try to break that draft away from that battle for P2 and P3. And speaking of that, Zachary Trevino underneath Jose in the 19 to try to take away that P2 spot. Give it to him. Put that number 45 up to the P2 position, already up 1 spot. Continuing to see everybody trying to keep the track position as they start these couple laps here, as everybody's going to be right on top of each other right now. You see the number 1, Tyler Helms, already up 6 positions from where he started, getting his way up inside the top 5. Going to slide up in front of that number 92 of Carmelo to take away that P4 spot. But here comes Carmelo with the crossover coming here into turn 3. Everybody snaking, trying to keep up with that leader of Max Ford. Well, you're starting to see everybody start to get a little bit single file, a little bit of double file, but beyond in the back there, Wyatt Thompson side by side with Aaron Kovnat. Aaron going to try to hold on to that spot. Not going to be able to do it as the 77 will move his way up into the P8 position. No, Aaron keeps on to that spot. He sits there in that P7 spot in that number 56 machine. The 77 still there, going to be lurking. Trying to find a way to get around this driver here, and very quickly. On board with the 77. A little bit of dirty air there. He's going to actually elect to push that 56 for a little bit there and get out of line. Try to do a different line. You see that 56 is trying to stay in line with that draft to keep the momentum up down this long front stretch. The longest straight in NASCAR as they go down there into turn 2, exiting at turn 2 as they get ready to actually exit at turn 1. My apologies. They get ready to try to battle it out here going into the end of the kink here. So everybody's going to have to try to get cordial here as they're side by side back here for P3. Tyler Helms all the way up to the podium spot already after having probably not the best qualifying for him. He's going to try to hold off that number. I believe that's the 000, but I believe that's the 66 on that truck. 56 maybe? Regardless, Aaron Arnold trying to move his way up inside the top 3 as well. I was told that training paints is not working fully, but we are going to try to refresh the paint sometime during the race here. Hopefully we can get everybody's paints looking the way they need to. We do apologize if some paints aren't showing up, but obviously not a whole lot we can do when training paints is having an issue on their side. Caution is out. It's a great time to have our training paints refresh here. We'll try to see who it was for. Like Travis Prather said, he was driving slowly, and there he goes. Gonna get in the back end of the 41 machine. 41. Saves it. Gets into the back end of the 60. I believe who that is. I think we don't have a 60 in our timing and scoring, so we'll have to figure out who that is. And we do have a 60. That is Trenton Wilkins. That gets turned around there by the 41 of Travis Prather. That will obviously be a caution here from Pocono. Good save by the 41 after getting kind of the bumper put to him, and unfortunately make some contact with the 60 machine and will cause that caution. The 6 laps complete here from Pocono. I don't imagine you'd see a lot of drivers coming out pit side unless it would be maybe to top off on fuel. Maybe if you're that 60 or that 41, you might have some damage. That's really the only way I would see, some of these guys coming down pit road trying to get some of that damage fixed. But 6 laps, I mean, we'll have to see. I don't know exactly what the fuel run looks like here. If someone in chat could maybe help me out here. Obviously, we kind of got thrown up here last minute without really getting any info brought to us. So if someone up in the chat can maybe tell us maybe some fuel strategy, something like that. So now we have the points up and board. Some big things to talk about. Max Ford, your points leader. Obviously, he's in the lead. Took the pole here from Pocono. He's going to continue to try to extend that points gap. But Tyler Helms did not have the best qualifier, but has made the best of what he can up inside the top 3 already. White Thompson back there in third. Travis Prather, Carmelo back there in P5. You actually do see some guys. I mean, not pit side. Tyler Helms decides to pull his Tundra down pit side and maybe top off on some Sunoco race fuel. Takes about 10 or so cars with them, actually. Chase George back there in P6. Jose Aguilar back there in P7. Joseph Enright, Chase Smith, and Noah Nicholson will round out, I believe, your chase for the rest of the season here. I'm unsure of how many people got into the playoffs here in the Prospects series, but obviously this is, I think, our first race here for the trucks, so I'm going to try to call it by ear the best we can. So Tyler Helms gives up that P3 position, comes out first out of the pit. The guys who did pit, but he'll start back there at P14. So One maybe have his work cut out for him for a little bit. The lap 7 of 50 complete. Continue the pace here from our first caution of tonight's race. And involved the 41, the Travis Spray through the 60 machine of Quentin Wilkins. Ben Wilkins, a previous winner here at Pocono, so that's interesting to see that he got caught up there. Some notables who are racing tonight who also have claimed the checkered flag here from Pocono in the UBN Prospect Truck Series. Zachary Trevino got a checkered flag here recently, as well as Max Ford. I hope everybody's having a great Monday night. Hope you guys are excited about some racing here at Pocono in these now Craftsman Truck Series machines. Pocono we've already seen us put on some really good racing. You do see the lights off on the pace track going through turn 2 now. And we'll be going green this time. And new front row. Max Ford, Zachary Trevino. Actually, that's the original front row. My apologies. Continue to keep that top 2 seated. Wyatt Thompson, Ryan Arnold be that second row. As we now see Ryan's paint showing up, that 00 machine. That pace truck will take a hard left turn on the pay road. We'll be back green here from Pocono as Max Ford leads us back to green. Good jump by the 11 machine, but already 2 or 3 wide behind there, trying to battle for that podium spot. Wyatt Thompson falls back to P4 as we see a car in the wall and wrecking in the back. Caution will wave. The 15, the 57, the Cash Culp involved. Like Chase Smith and the 18 also have some damage. The 56. Take a look and see what happened. I think they've already wrecked here. We'll go back a little bit further to see what happened back here in the back. I saw the one machine, Tyler Helms, get up into the outside wall there. Maybe this is what might have started it. '57 gets into the 56. Tyler Helms gets walled. And these guys just have to gotta try to find their way around the wreck, but unfortunately nowhere to go, especially for the 18 of Chase Smith. Some hard hits for some of these machines. Caution will wave once again on lap 10. Now we normally have someone in the booth here tonight to help me do my race picks, but tonight it's just me, myself, and I. So we're actually gonna, if we can get some people in the chat to talk, I'm gonna ask you guys who your guys' race favorite is to win tonight's race. We'll do a little bit of a race picks section here. I already have my pick in. We'll wait on you guys to maybe type in chat, see who you guys' race pick is, and then we'll see who does the best tonight here with this 50 lapper here at Pocono. Like we got some Wyatt Thompson fans in the chat. I'll wait until we get probably in the turn 2 on this white flag, and we'll pop up our favorites to win here from Pocono. Oh, we saw some more cars coming out pit side. Travis Prather in the 41. Had some time down pit road. Saw some cars down the pit side here. All these guys were the ones involved in that crash. You see the 92 coming out. Like the 60 coming out now. Comes the one machine, Tyler Holmes. See the 57 back down there, down pit side, trying to get some of that damage fixed. Back up here, it's still been a Max Ford, Zachary Trevino front row. They've been leading the way here for these first 11 laps. And my voice sounds a little funky. Don't worry, it's not a hardware malfunction. Just still feeling a little under the weather, but glad to be a service here for the UBN guys and the UIS guys to step in and call this race here as you guys start your guys' playoffs here in the Prospects Truck Series. I do appreciate everybody coming out. Maybe last minute, whether you are a part of the league, whether you're just a follower of the channel. I appreciate everybody coming out and watching the broadcast tonight. Kind of a last minute call up here for me and the HVTV guys to kind of put this all together, but glad to be here and I'm excited to call this race. We've already seen some exciting racing, some exciting crashes tonight, so hopefully the crashes could kind of mellow down and the racing could kind of pick up here. I did say going into 2, we would lock in our race pick, so we did have one Wyatt Thompson fan, so we do have the chat. They're going to pick Wyatt Thompson for their win. I'm going to pick the easy favorite. I'm going to pick Max Ford, your pole sitter. Has led every lap here. Looks like he's got a ton of pace. Obviously, you're also your points leader coming into round 1 of the playoffs. Kind of an easy pick for me. The chat did pick. We did have a Wyatt Thompson fan down in here, so he's going to speak for all of you guys since you guys didn't say anything. It's going to be Max Ford versus Wyatt Thompson for who will win this little side bet of we're going to finish the best. You do see the lights off on that pace truck coming out of turn 3. He'll take that hard left turn on the pit road. Once again, Max Ford, Zachary Trevino, Ryan Arnold, Wyatt, Youngblood, lead us back to green. A jump by the 11 once again, but Zachary Trevino under fire from the number 00. 45 will clear. I'll make Arnold and Thompson battled out for that P3 position, and Arnold will clear. Aaron Cobnott making his way up through the field. Up one spot from where he started. Trying to fend off that number 9 machine of Asher Bunkley. Aaron having a good run for himself right now up here inside the top 5. See these trucks continue to fan out. Is Max Ford doing everything he can to try to break this draft away from the 45 machine of Trevino, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Trevino's going to try to look on the inside here going into turn 1. Contact between the 11 and the 45. Max Ford, what a save. Maybe, no. Is the 87 run him over? Caution will wave. And there goes one of your favorites. There goes my pick. Man. Take a look back and see what happened. This is already well after that initial contact between 11 and that 45. Take a look. We got on board with that 45 machine. Maybe we saw something different that 45 did. Not gonna really be able to see what's going on here. We'll back it up just a little bit here. I'm all over the rear end of the 11. Gonna come up and dorm up the track. Gonna get him loose. Around he'll go. Now what a heartbreak for Max Ford. That 11 machine. See no rear end on that machine, and then obviously nowhere to go for the 87 truck. Once again, I don't see an 87 machine on the timing and scoring, so we'll have to figure out who that was. Joseph Enright. Might have been the 67 machine, not the 87. Yes, it was. So Joseph Enright, nowhere to go. Looks like maybe he used a fast repair, maybe? I'm not sure if these drivers have one. But that truck looks awful clean for just getting caught up in a wreck. So I'm going to assume maybe he had a fast repair he could use there. You see green flag pit stops underway. For some people, at least. Like the 45. Zachary Trevino coming down Perry Road. Like he's got a little bit of damage. No, that is the 11. Still with that damage. My apologies. The race off pit road there. Like the 80 and 92. Carmelo will win that race off pit road, followed by Wyatt Thompson, Ken Dorian Davis, Chase Smith. We'll still see some stragglers back here. Get a 45. Might have got some damage. He's been down here for an extended amount of time. Max Ford not happy. with the 11. I mean, with the 45, understandably. Saw him back up in his pit box to show his displeasure. Gonna back up, take that fast repair, bring that Toyota Tundra back on track. And understandably, I wouldn't be happy either. You know, leading the race, just really get ran over by the 45. I mean, I understand these guys are racing for a championship, but it's also week 1 of the playoffs, so I wouldn't be making enemies early if I were that 45 machine. Obviously, it didn't look like it was intentional. Maybe just overdrove the corner, got into the side of the 11, but still, I mean, it was what, a lap 10, lap 11 when that happened. Maybe that's a move for 5 to go, not with 5, you know, complete. So. But I'll hand over your race lead to Ryan Arnold. He has not come down pit side as well as the top 7. So Arnold, Kovnat, Bunkley, Smith, Nicholson, Deitch, and Fastenot have not decided to take those trucks down pit side and either top off on fuel or take some tires yet. They've kept those trucks on track these first 17 laps. I don't really blame them, right? We've had, what, now 3 cautions? And we ran maybe 7, 8 laps combined here under green. So I don't really blame them for not feeling like they need to come down, take some tires yet. I finally got a message from the admins. 24 laps. I'm actually going to go on a fuel tank, so that's something that these top 7 are going to have to look at. Obviously, they can stretch it a little bit more because, you know, we've ran caution laps. So realistically, you could probably go an extra maybe 5 laps. That's what we'll have to look at if it does go green. The pace car will take another hard hook down pit road. Ryan Arnold will lead us to green for the first time. Arnold with a good enough jump to get in front of that top lane, in front of Kovnat in the 56 machine. And here comes the number 9 of Bunkley. A little bit of internet connection issues between Asher and the server, but get that hopefully sorted out. But I'll allow Kovnat to go up here and take that P2 spot away. Here comes that, once again, that snaking through all the trucks here. Trying to break the drive, trying to break something. As Bunkley looks like his internet has fixed itself for the time being. As I say that, he blinks. I will not say that again. Because I'm not letting this 00 get away. A little bit of a different line for the 56 versus your race leader. We're going to try to arc the corner, get a little bit of a better run off. But not really. That 00 starts to pull, but that draft will bring that 56 back into the fight. With an arrow blocking there from the 00. Here comes the 9 machine, Aaron Bunkley. Looking underneath the 56. He'll make that pass. That number 9 up to the P2 position. He just kind of timed that run perfectly. The 56 got a little tight from the arrow blocking of the 00. And kind of timed it perfectly to make that pass work for that P2 spot. Got some guys starting to come up through the field here. Is the 49, Noah Nicholson. Trying to hunt down the 56 for that P3 position, for that P3 spot. Side by side right behind Wyatt Thompson, under fire from Gavin Smith. A little bit of contact. That's going to allow to 92. That unsponsored machine. Trying to make a battle here. That's fast slot. You're right behind them. Max Forward, your pole sitter. Trying to get his way back up to the front. See this 11 running a different line here in 1 and 2. Well, really in 1, turn 1. We'll make that run work underneath the 92 here. Going in the turn number 2. He'll make the pass work. A little slide job on that number 92. That'll allow the 45. Trevino to try to make some spots up. The 9. Caution. 56 looks like he's slow on the track. Bradley Schreckengost. Slow on the track. We can find what happened in this 56 machine. I think this was a while before. I think this was the grid flag, actually. So we'll go back live here. Now we'll do a replay here. Maybe what happened to this 56. Contact with the 67. 67 is going to get him. Nearly avoids the outside wall there. But yeah, that'll definitely be a caution. I feel like this is a prime opportunity for like your race leader, for someone like Eric Comdot, Noah Nicholson, Gavin Smith. It's a perfect opportunity to come down here, finally take those first sets of tires. And kind of reset here. We're approaching halfway in the race. And I know it's hard to want to give up that track position, but they got to be looking pretty lean on fuel right now. He's going to take a lot of people with him, so almost the whole field. So lucky caution for those guys who decide to stay out until today, right now, to keep that track position. Obviously, we know people like the 00 gonna take 4 fresh Goodyear tires, but maybe someone like a Max Ford, like a Zachary Trevino. Already see some guys coming out early. Gonna top off hot fuel. Wyatt Thompson wins that race off pit road. While we get the opportunity to, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick commercial break. Let our partners over at iRacing talk to you guys for a little bit. While we get the opportunity to do almost halfway done here in race one of the playoffs for the UBN Prospect Truck Series. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the UBN Prospect Truck Series as we see 1 to green here. All your top 5 on your screen. We got some beautiful views from the Goodyear blimp. We get ready to start second half of your race here at Pocono Raceway for race 1 of the playoffs here for the UBN Prospect Truck Series. Again, you'll see that pace truck take a hard left on the pit road. Christian Zarate, for the first time, will lead you back to green here. Oh, wrecking in the back. Lots of cars involved this time. Caution will wave. I first saw that maybe around that 49 machine. We'll take a look and see. That 49 can show us the way here. '49. I was going to say not clear, but if you go back and look at it, looks like he knows that he's not clear. Tries to give just a little bit of space, but 92 comes down a little bit as well. Looks the 49 down the track. There's nowhere to go for a lot of these drivers. The 60, get hooked by the 50. Oh, man. Gonna make a huge hit to the inside wall here. Oh, the 92 with a bunch of damage. Yeah, left front completely tore off that truck. Go ahead and run on board with this 92 and see if he could show us what happened through this wreck. That's the 92 right in front of him right there. So, yeah. Looks like the 92 comes down just a little bit and hooks that 49 up into the outside wall. Unfortunately, nowhere to go for Carmelo. You already saw that left front knocked in on that number 92 machine. He gets hit again by the 11 of Max Ford. Some cars coming out pit road again. Looks like the 41 of Prather leading them down. He's going to take a plethora of trucks as well. And I don't really mind this. I think this should get them to the rest of the way on fuel. And you see some cars who do come down, who do stay out, my apologies. That is everybody from 11th on up. Christian Zarate, person I'm looking at, because he definitely cannot make it now on fuel. He's got 17 laps, no, 12 laps on this stint of tires. And on fuel, I guess if you want to call it that. So, this machine right here, your race leader. We'll have to pit one more time to make it on gas. I was told 24 laps was the max you could go. We're going to be going green with now 22 to go. No, 21 to go. And he already has 12 more laps on that. People I'll be looking at that might be able to stretch it if they're careful. Someone like Tyler Helms came down on that last caution. That's technically 4 laps on this stint, but obviously we got that caution on the restart. If I'm this number 1, we'll go in his cockpit, see if he's trying to save fuel here. You can tell right now, the 45 turning off that car much as he can to save some fuel. Tyler Helms sounds like he's got that car in 4th, which is gonna at least help a little bit. Yeah, so a lot of the drivers here who stayed out and try to save some fuel to make it to the end without having to give up this track position. But yeah, Christian Zarate, kind of a bad predicament right now. Definitely can't make it on fuel. But gonna need to bank on a late caution or a caution sometime. 13 laps, he could go at the very least another 10 laps. Obviously, we've had some cautions to help him save some fuel, so I would say he could probably go another maybe 12 or 13 laps, and he'll need another caution to keep him in the fight. There's no way this kid could save, 10 laps of fuel. I mean, Pocono is probably one of the easiest tracks to save fuel at. I mean, we saw Chase Briscoe do it this last 2025 season to get his first win at the Tricky Triangle. But saving 10 laps in a truck where it's mostly flat out, I don't think anybody could do that. So I think Zarate's going to need a little help from people wrecking to give him a lifeline here. But he will get some bonus points for leading some laps, so. See the pace car take a hard left turn once again. Christian Zarate, Tyler Helms on the front row. Leanness agreed. 31 to go here from 21 to go here from Pocono. Oh, wrecking again. Caution will wave. Cash go up involved. The 67 of Joseph Enright also caught up in this. Speed this up a little bit. The 57 here. Oh man, that's Dorian Davis just gets up there and kind of throws a bad block on Cash Culp, and nowhere to go for some of these other drivers. Fortunately, just there's a car there. I don't think maybe Dorian misjudged the car a little bit. Misjudged Cash's or his car was, but a little bit of right side damage to that number 5 machine. We'll go. Not a big fan of using this camera, but we'll go rear chase here. Got a little bit of right foot damage. And here comes Zarate down pit road. The sun has suddenly come out here at Pocono as well. We saw it was partly cloudy here in western Pennsylvania. But the sun has finally come out here, at least around here in turn 3. Brighten up this track. So a couple of just gas only stops with the 53 to the 45. The 53 will lose a spot. Zachary Trevino in that 45. I guess Zach didn't feel confident that he could make it the rest of the way, even though he was trying to save. Someone like Tyler Helms up here on the same strategy decided to stay out. I still think this top 4 needs some help, just a little bit of help, saving fuel. They'll have to go 27 laps on fuel. Obviously these cautions help a lot. But once again, the max you can go is 24 laps, so needs to save an extra 3 or 4 laps to get them to the checkered flag here. And you can't really afford to like try to save fuel in the race. The only time you can kind of afford that is everybody has to save, right? But it's only the top 4 who are in a kind of questionable situation of if they can make it to the end. Everybody else definitely can make it now. Unless we get some overtime. Once again, I don't think that's something that these guys have to worry about, because if there's overtime, then these top 4 definitely cannot make it. So Once again, laps ticking down here from Pocono. We will get ready to go green. Once again this time, it looks like the race control decided to make this a single file restart. Too many wrecks on these first couple laps, so Tyler Helms alone by himself on the top. He'll lead us back to green. You'll see the pace car take a hard left turn on the pit road. Tyler Helms at the helm of the race will take us back to green. The jump by the 77. Was able to stay on that back bumper, then one machine that whole time. Here comes Ryan Arnold trying to peek that nose to the outside. Not going to make it happen. It's almost wrecking. Oh, a huge wreck in the back. Delicious crash by the 92. One of the hardest hits I've seen in a while on the sim. Oh my lord. That is a race over for that number 92 machine. If you have a weak stomach, I would turn away right here. Oh man. I ripped almost the whole front clip off that car. And that is a race over for the number 92 and Matthew Fastenot. What a delicious collision at that inside wall. Well, the laps continue to tick down now. We'll be approaching under 15 to go. We go green once again. Well, we get the one to go here. We'll cross the line. 15 to go. Tyler Helms takes the point. Once again, I thank everybody for coming out, watching the broadcast tonight for round one, the playoffs here for the UBN Prospect Truck Series. If you guys don't mind, hitting the thumbs up on the broadcast and liking and sharing the content here on the High Velocity TV channel. We'd really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please go scroll down, hit that subscribe button so you can be caught up on any content that you see here on the channel. Whether it's some more UBN Prospect Truck Series racing, or maybe some more racing here on the channel. Hope everybody's having a great Monday night. Hopefully you guys are excited for these last 15 laps here from the Tricky Triangle as we are ready to round out round 1 here, the playoffs. Speaking of rounding out the playoffs, you'll see the drivers around turn 3. Pace cars back in. Tyler Helms once again will lead us back to green. Asher Bunkley with a good move around the top will put himself and slide himself into the 4th place position. More internet issues, but you see the top 3. Right up each other's tailgates. I'm really aggressive right now. Trying to put himself in a good spot. Maybe race for this race win. Tyler Helms still leading. Wyatt Thompson back there in the P2 position. A 0-0. Ryan Arnold back there in P3. Caution on once again. 41 slow. Get some contact. The 41 just gets up into the outside wall. Ah, man, grabs backs forward. Points leader. Involved in another one. That might be race ending for that number 11 machine. Oh, man, I feel like this is almost my fault. I picked him to win and had one of the worst races I've seen out of this 11 machine, so. Max Ford involved in another one. That might be race over for that number 11 machine. Comes to number 1 on Parasite. Ryan Arnold decides to stay out. Go back to Tyler Helms. He brings a plethora of trucks with him. We'll get ready to go green, probably with around 9 to go. Pocono, you see Max Ford. Number 11 all tore up once again. He decides to retire that truck. I can't imagine that with the DVP that's still in iRacing that allow him to fix that thing up and keep going. And no right for really no left front on that tire on that car. My apologies. Wish we could get a different angle of this truck. Everything else is pointing towards kind of the parts of the truck that don't look as bad. Would really like to get a eye on that left front, but we're not. We have some people who, so it looks like the top 8 stay out here on this caution. Ryan Arnold, we see him there leading your race. Joseph Aguilar, the 19. Noah Nicholson in the 49. Aaron Kovnat, Noah Davis, Clinton Wilkins, Joseph Enright, and Michael Deitch. And number 50 machine around now the drivers who stayed out. Michael Deitch here in this 50 machine. FTN broadcasting sponsored truck partner here on HVTV as well. He records very, very well-mannered person. Actually caught David Courts doing some work for Elevated TV earlier today with, I believe it was a mini stock race, one of those short tracks. So hats off to David, doing some extra work, helping out some smaller broadcasting networks outside of FTN. The trucks around turn 2. We'll be going green here with 9 to go on Pocono Raceway. Got a little blink out from the leader there, but back. That pace truck take a hard left once again and approaching under 10 to go. Here's Ryan Arnold leads us back to green here. And now 9 to go here for Pocono. Good jump by the double zeros. They start to go side by side back there for the P2 position. Noah Nicholson looking underneath the 19 machine for that P2 spot. 19 with a good run off the top that will keep that P2 spot away for the 49. There's another wreck in the back. Cash Culp will spit it. Cash Culp, Christian Zerati, my apologies. I confused. That truck is sponsored by Cash Culp, so. Take a look at this. Number 53. This is the start of the restart here. If we get a better angle of that. I don't know if he got some help there or. Looks like got a little bit of help from the 67. Ooh. Like the 67 got some help. Yeah, it just looks like a little bit of a stack up, actually. '71 has to check ups. 67 checks up and he gets hit in the back, and unfortunately, Zerati gets the worst out of that. Gosh, it'll wave. Now this definitely spices things up because now we'll be going green with, I believe, 5 to go. So laps are counting down for some of these drivers, especially these playoff drivers, to get up to the field and try to make something happen. Not only this would be kind of an upset right here. Ryan Arnold, non-playoff driver, he can win this. I mean, that definitely puts a dampener on the start of the playoffs here, but still have Jose back there, playoff driver. Nolan Nicholson back there. Actually, the first car in the playoffs, so this would be huge if he could come out here, get a podium, maybe even a win, right? Help up him up to the playoff standings. We'll be going green to 6 with 6 to go. I apologize. I thought we'd be going green with 5. 5 to go. Like Joseph right? Was also given an EOL for that caution. At 67. All the way in the back here. You're going to have to work his way all the way back to the field. That's the way, the cookie crumbles sometimes. You cause a caution here late, you can tell the admins are starting to get a little bit fed up with the wrecks. So, said they're going to start penalizing people. They did. So, I want this race to hopefully go green in the end. So, hopefully we can get that to happen and not have to use up any green white checkers. No funny business. And you'll see the pace car take a hard left turn on the pair out here. You'll see him ink that wheel to the left real quick. Ryan Arnold, that Nebel 00 to 19. Release back to green. A good jump by the 00. But look at that, 3 wide already. That's the 60 machine, Trenton Wilkin. 3 wide for P2. He's got those fresher tires. Caution again. 50 goes around. Michael Deitch. Like that 50 might have got some help from the 77. Wyatt Thompson. Oh, no. Like the 9 machine. Gets up and into 77. The 77 kind of gets doored up the track. Fortunately, the 50's there. Nowhere to go for the 41. Travis Prather once again. Unlucky race for Travis. Had a fantastic regular season right now. The 4th seed in the playoffs, and not the start of the playoffs he definitely wanted. So Ryan Arnold and that pace truck catch back up. But once again, late in the race, these cautions have continued to breed cautions. You know, these truck drivers are aggressive, trying to race for a win and to lock themselves further into the playoffs here. Unfortunately, you know, cautions breed cautions, and unfortunately, it's taken out some of your playoff contenders here. Now, we have two drivers who are leading this race and not in the playoffs. So, first driver who was racing for a championship is that number 49, Noah Nicholson. 00. Thought about pitting. And the 00 stopped on track. And he was giving an EOL. Very interesting. That will hand over the lead to the number 60, Trenton Wilkins. Remember, he made that aggressive 3-wide move. Take that P2 spot away from the 49 and the 19. Now he's going to be gift wrapped the lead with on a silver platter. So like the 60 decides to pick the bottom lane here for the restart. I think maybe he wanted the top. Was told no. See that 60-seater point machine alongside that University of Charlotte paint scheme for the 49 of Noah Nicholson. I want to get a better look at that because I don't think that's true. Take a look at this. University of North Carolina, Charlotte. There we go. Want to make sure to get that right for Noah. North Carolina, Charlotte. The UNC Charlotte truck. Once again, that pace truck will pull off. We'll be going in here. 3 to go. A 3-lap dasher to decide the winner here at Pocono. Is the 60's going to get hooked by the 49? Oh, my Lord. A costly mistake by Noah Nicholson there. I really don't know what the 49 was thinking here. If I'm going to be completely honest here, we'll go on board. Just turns down the track and hooks the 60 up the track. Up into the outside wall. I'm very confused. I don't really know what to say, so. Well, that will bring us into NASCAR overtime here in UBN Prospect Series. Aaron Comnott will take the lead away after he negotiated through the wreck. Zachary Trevino back there. Worked his way up inside the top 2 once again. And then Dorian Davis could be a P3. So your top 3 non-playoff drivers. And then Tyler Helms, look at that. He's had an up and down day to say the least. He's made his way up inside the Fast 4 here to start these NASCAR overtimes. See the field catch up to the pace truck. Like the 49 was given an EOL, and also the 19 given an EOL. So Very interesting. So now we kind of have a new cast of characters that's going to be racing for this win. I'm not Trevino, Davis, and Helms. Your fast four. And four very fast drivers, and I feel like four drivers who, really besides Davis, has been up towards the front, at least at the start of the race, where Trevino and Helms were up there alongside the 11 and Max Ford. It looks like Max still trying to hold on here, back in that 13th position. And obviously, Kovna has led a couple laps earlier this race, so. We'll be going into NASCAR overtime, going into turn 3. Once again, you'll see that pace car take a hard left turn on the pit road. Gonna be Kovna and Trevino leading us into NASCAR overtime. They're jumped by the 45 to stay alongside that 56. Aggressive block to try to keep that one behind. Here comes the 45. Maybe with the run off the top, not really. Kovna will clear. Here comes the snaking. Snaking didn't work that time. Trevino got help from the one to push him to be side by side with that 56. We go into turn 2. It's wrecking in the back. Gavin Smith got turned around. They're coming out of turn 2. They're trying to go 3-4 wide there. The 9 once again. Not the first time I've seen him kind of door a car up the track, and fortunately the 64 the victim this time. Nothing really Gavin could do there. Caution wave once again. Because I'm not sure how many overtimes these guys are allowed. Normally it's around 3, but unsure. So Kovna will lead us back to green once again. I'm not sure how many overtimes we have. So I'm going to make an guesstimation of 3. But regardless, that number 56. We'll start us off at the flag once again for our second overtime attempt. For people at home who don't understand the way that overtimes work, so these drivers will be given 2 laps to complete the race. Depending if there's a limited amount of overtimes. So let's say there are 3. So we've used up 1. This will be our second. So these drivers have to get back to the white flag, and once that white flag is thrown, the caution cannot be thrown again. So as long as they get back to the white, they can wreck all they want, and it's just gonna be whoever gets back to the flag pulled up first if we get the white flag. But as we saw with the number 64 of Gavin Smith, we did not get back to the white flag when the 64 wrecked, so we had to stack the back up. We're gonna try another restart, and we'll do that for as many times as we're allowed to. And if there's unlimited overtimes, we'll be here until they get to the white flag. So hopefully this will be our last official green white checkered. Once again, we'll see the pace car take a hard left turn back onto Perry Road. Me and Cobb, not Trevino front row, Tyler Helms and Kendorian Davis. Now not your fast forward, but the 56 will lead us back to green once again. Once again, another good jump by the 45. Out from Kendorian Davis, but they're looking 3 wide back there for that P3 position, because that's the 77. Wyatt Thompson with a huge run. Gonna have to push that 45 out, but Comnot will actually take the lead here for a little bit, and now it's Tyler Helms trying to get that lead away. I'm not gonna have to snake here on this long backstretch. We get down into turn 2. Going into 3 and coming out of 3 for the final tie. We'll give the 1 to go as we give the white flag to Eric Comnot. 1 to go here for Pocono. I'm not doing everything he can to break that draft of Tyler Helms. We have Recchi potentially in the back here, but it doesn't matter. We hit the white flag. It's whoever gets to the flagpole the first. I'm not going through 1 and 2, going through turn 2 for the final time, but here comes the 1 with the run. Tyler Helms might have a shot here. Going to 3 for the final time. Does Tyler Helms have anything for the 56? Out of 3 for the final time. Let's go ahead and give it to him. Aaron Comnot wins round 1 of the playoffs. And what a finish there. Not enough time for Tyler Helms to get back. Wyatt Thompson recovers the P3. Ryan Arnold P4, and Dorian Davis will round out your top 5 here for Pocono. What a win for this young driver in the 56. See those teammates come up and give him a congratulatory kind of engine rev, if you want to call that. 18 going to give him a bump. And Dorian Davis. We'll see the 57. Cash Culp. Good friend of Aaron. Do some burnouts with his driver. See a bunch of drivers coming in and celebrating with Aaron here. Really cool to see this. I'll see Wyatt Thompson in a waiting VC, so we'll go ahead and talk to your P2 finisher here, Tyler Holmes. Let's see if we can go find him here. Hey Tyler, it's Christian up here in the HVTV booth. You got a copy? Well, it just looks like a little bit too little, too late for you here in this number one machine, but you looked fast all race long. Just obviously you came down pit road with with 15 to go. Looks like Aaron decided not to. Just walk us through your race. Walk us through, how you got yourself up here in the P2.
Last week with Max here, and we kind of figured out that the aero package was kind of terrible, and all it was just stay in the draft. So that was the whole goal of the race. Messed up qualifying and made it to the front very, very quickly, and then I made a call because I figured, Pocono, it's an easy track. It's the widest track on the service except for Talladega. We should be able to drive. Well, I guess people realize you can't. This car has no downforce, and you can't go 180 into the corner and go four wide and find a way to make it stick. And then everybody decided to wreck and die, and then I got involved in that. Had to take my fast repair early. Found my way back towards the front and was working with Wyatt there towards the end. We kind of agreed it's probably smart to pit when we did because we figured, we're probably going to get a little bit of a run at the end of this race. And then it was just classic UIS where the entire race means absolutely nothing until the last two laps, and there was zero skill and zero strategy involved in the win. And I mean, yeah, I know I was 100% faster than Aaron. I don't think Aaron's that good. Like, no disrespect. I mean, it's disrespect, but no disrespect to him. Like, I don't think he's that good, and I know I was way better than him. And I was working with Zach on that second to last restart. We had it again where me and him were lined up. There's nobody behind. We were gonna push and fly right past him on the front straightaway, and it was gonna settle between us two, just like last time we had the trucks in a series at Pocono. And well, I guess people like to wreck for last, so it's disappointing. Obviously, I wanted to win, but P2. I guess it's a good start for the playoffs.
Exactly. Obviously, heartbreaking to see how quick you were tonight here in that one machine, but P2, like you said, not a bad day. Obviously, I mean, that just means you're having a really good season when you're upset about a P2. But looking at the points, obviously, you came in here 1 point behind Max here. Max didn't have the best race here, so that should most likely put you leading the points here coming out of Pocono. So looking into next week, looking into next couple rounds here, the playoffs, what's the mindset here?
Well, that was from the regular season, but for the actual playoff points, I came in 12 behind him, which I think I will surpass him off that. I mean, it's I don't like want to sound cocky or whatever because I last time we had the trucks, I talked a lot of crap and I didn't win the championship and I got second barely. But I was also a lot more dominant then. I'm honestly not worried at all about getting eliminated. I think for sure the championship is going to be me, Wyatt, and Max, and whoever the fourth guy gets in, gets in. But I want to win. I'm tired of not winning. I haven't won since Iowa, which was November of 24th, and that is like a month and a half ago at this point. And last truck season we had, I won 5 races, and me and Zach were tied for most wins in a season until he ended up having the sixth. So, obviously I came in the season expecting to do something like that again, and I only have two. So, you know, looking to get that third. I think I can do it at the Glen as long as Hector doesn't show up. I know I can win Iowa. I had the pace to win last time, and I did win it. So I guess the goal is really just to win. I know I can go on a little bit of a win streak. I feel like I can win at any of these tracks from here on out. Um, but I think I'm going to start prepping a little bit for a homestead, even though it's a couple months out. I just have that feeling that it's gonna come down to that. So we're gonna go for wins from here on out, and I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. I need to make sure I get points though and don't do anything dumb. But I think I'm gonna be well above the cut, so I'm not really worried until the next round at least. But I just want to thank you know all the guys at Tricon Garage and 23XI, Max Ford, my team owner, Wyatt Thompson for always working with me. Zach for working with me, and former teammate. All the race controls. I mean, it was a rough race, probably a rough race to commentate, rough race to watch. But sorry we couldn't go green, and yeah, it was long for that type of ending, but overall, good finish for me. So we'll just look on to the Glen next Monday.
Well, like you said, an eventful race to say the least, but still a good finish for you, P2. So once again, congratulations on that podium finish, and hopefully you can continue this momentum deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you.
Hungry driver, none to say the least, from Tyler. I mean, we all know he's talented. We know he's got a lot of pace underneath him. So looks like he's going to take some of that, hunger and hopefully go out and click off a couple wins here. But we do have Wyatt Thompson here, but he's still deafened, so I don't know if I'm going to drag him in yet. So let's go ahead and talk to the man of the hour, man who kind of got who got the win tonight here. Let's go ahead and talk to Aaron Kovnat here in the number 56 machine. Hey, Aaron, it's Christian up here in the HVTV booth. Got a copy?
I got a copy, man. How are we doing?
Well, I'm definitely probably not doing as good as you, man. But once again, congratulations on this win tonight. I felt like you had, a top five piece underneath you tonight. We're up there really with in the top 10 all race, but got a couple of lucky cautions there to keep you up front. Just walk us through race. Walk us what got you up here into Pocono victory lane.
Oh man, it is so kind of hard to really put into words. If you don't mind, could you drag my spotter Henry Califf up in here? Like my voice kind of hurts. I was a little, you know,
Yeah,
let's just say happy after the race. So
yeah, let's do it, man.
yeah. Uh, so
As we have
yeah. Just first of all, but sorry.
I was about to say we have Henry
He's
Aaron
the
Spotter in
man.
here. There he is. As we'll kind of Aaron speak about what he needs to, and then we'll hand it off to Henry here.
Yeah. So before I even really tell you, I gotta say thank you to Henry Calhoff, dude. He was, I could not have asked for a better spotter in the end there. But yeah, we had like a top, I don't know, 7 truck really all night. Um we were really good in the really short runs. Just we just kept getting really unlucky breaks throughout the race. I feel like we were one of the best on older tires. And really what kind of played in the end there was defending, and I hate defending at Pocono just because how wide it is. But I mean, Henry told me exactly where everyone was, where I needed, where they were when I needed to know it, and you know, kind of arrow blocked our way to a win. But we got a win regardless.
Well, obviously, a win is a win, and a win. Obviously, we could tell how excited you are here in the booth, Aaron. Getting a win here at Pocono, but going over to Henry. Obviously, kind of a crew member tonight for that number 56 team. What does it mean to you? To see how excited Aaron is to come home with a win tonight, and obviously, he gave a big props to you for helping him get here tonight.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been spotting him all season in trucks and cup, and we've been getting better every race. I know there's been, especially in the last few races, been a tough string of races, just constant bad luck, and there's been a lot of times where Aaron wanted to give up. I just told him we cannot give up. We're in this to win it, and even tonight when we got the EOL, I told him, "Do not give up. We can still have a chance. Who knows what can happen? Racing is so unpredictable." I told him that just stick with it, and especially on that last restart when we got the lead, I just told him I basically told him everything from my past experience when doing a snake at Pocono. So I told him to do that, and he did an awesome job. I couldn't have asked for a better driver there. And gosh, Aaron, congratulations, dude. I'm super proud of you, man. Good job.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Well, obviously, very good team dynamic. Obviously, you two being, side by side here, you being the spotter for him in Cup and here in the UBN Prospects Truck Series here. I mean, you can definitely tell, and like you said, Henry, paying off. You guys are clicking off, and obviously getting a first win here. I believe it's always special, especially when you have the people in your corner like you do with Aaron. So, but before we let you guys go, is there anybody you'd like to thank here for the win tonight?
Oh boy, get comfortable. I'd like to thank first of all of my primary sponsors: newest racing shop, Fireball Talks NASCAR, Cubed Graphics, my company ADT Designs, NASCAR's newest, P&E 213 Simware. Just they do a lot more for us than most people probably think. They give us motivation, and that's something that's really needed, I think, in sim racing to do well. And then obviously Henry. I mean, I cannot ask for any better teammate, spotter, friend, than Henry Kaloff. So thank you. Noah Nicholson, my teammate this race. We were working together there at the just throughout the entire race, and I don't really know what happened there on that restart, but that ultimately is what put us in the prime position to lead the field. So thank you to him, not just for that, but just being an incredible person, an incredible driver. Cash Culp, I've known him for a very very long time. He congratulated me, and I can't thank him more. Matthew Fastnod, Asher Bunkley, and everyone who congratulated me after the race. I mean, like, I appreciate it so much.
Well, we
Let's
definitely
go
saw.
celebrate, man.
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah. Say we definitely saw it. It was definitely a community favorite when we saw a lot of congratulations. But Henry, before we let you go, is there any thoughts, any shout outs, any thanks that you'd like to give as well?
Well, first and foremost, I'd love to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I've been a big believer in Him, and I prayed Him before this race, so it certainly paid off. And just want to thank everybody on the team. I love everybody on the team. We all work really hard at our craft, and being better drivers every day. And tonight is the reason why we race is for special moments like these. So I'm really thankful for everybody on the team and to all of our sponsors. We're a pretty small team to compare to everybody, so it's pretty awesome to get a win here. So hell yeah. And good job, Aaron. Super proud you did.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Well, definitely a good wholesome moment here in the booth. But we're gonna go ahead and drag you guys out and continue celebrating with you guys, friends and family, or whatever you need to do. But once again, guys, congratulations on this win here at Pocono.
We're gonna party like it's
Thank you.
1999. Woo!
Hope you guys have a great rest of the night. That was your um winning team, if you want to call it, here today at Pocono. We finally got a hold of Wyatt Thompson here. Go ahead and talk to him. Your P3 finisher tonight here at Pocono. Hey Wyatt, it's Christian up here in the HVTV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, a P3 finish for you in the number 77 machine. I would say a pretty up and down night for you. Got caught up in a couple incidences and still able to somehow rocket your way to the front here in that last green and white checker. So just walk us through your race. Walk us what got you up here inside this podium spot.
I mean, me and Tyler were kind of working together towards midway through the race. We were thinking about a strategy, a wild idea. We ran like 33 under caution out of 50 laps. So it was just kind of a rough race to deal with. I got up top the last green white checkered and got up there, and then I just stalled out and stayed in P3. There wasn't nothing else I could do, just that package in turn two.
Yeah, we saw rocket to the front there. Starting outside, I believe the top five on that last green white checkered, but making that top, making that top lane work. The best I saw tonight, at least really diagnosing it, getting yourself inside the top three, and I mean, and Tyler talked about it. Aaron kind of talked about it. How bad, kind of, or like how easy was it, kind of, to manipulate the air around the other trucks around you?
As long as we got hooked up, once we went single file, me and Tyler kind of did it a few times. We never really went green with it, but once we got out of turn one, and I think we got out of turn two once, but we were really just moving down the straightaways, getting hooked up. But it was just hard to keep three people in line, and that benefited us until we got back separated again, and we just started wrecking again. Everybody getting put in the wall, trying to be aggressive and not knowing how to keep their truck under them.
Exactly. We obviously saw, kind of the chaos that ensued within 15 to go. And what kind of mentality do you really need to have when you continue to see these cautions at the end? When it comes down to these in white checkers, especially for someone like you who had to drive up into a podium spot, what is that kind of mindset you have to, keep that composure and continue to kind of push forward?
You got to be in a really good spot. I shouldn't have to be driving through there. I just didn't really put myself in the best spot. But like in that situation, my thought was just I need to get to the front. I need to get there. I'm gonna do it safely, unlike some of the other guys. But I'm gonna get to the front the way that I can, and it worked out pretty well, ripping against the wall. So it felt pretty good up there. Actually, it just wasn't good at anything other than the restarts.
Well, yeah, like we documented before, we definitely saw you using that wall the best I thought anybody else did here, especially on those restarts. But once again, congratulations on a P3 finish, a podium spot here at Pocono. But before we let you go, is there anybody you'd like to thank for this third place finish tonight?
I appreciate Frost Motorsports for giving me the truck, and to you for streaming tonight. I'm sure that was a, a long while there trying to keep everybody entertained.
That was definitely an interesting race. And definitely interesting broadcast. But no, you take some, you get some, right? But once again, congratulations on this P3 finish, and hopefully you can kind of take this momentum up into the playoffs. Obviously, coming in the top five here to start the playoffs. So once again, congratulations on P3 finish, and like I said, hopefully you can continue to back together these podiums and make your way through to potentially a championship.
Thank you very much. You have a
Yep,
nice night.
you too. Thank you. And that was Wyatt Thompson, your P3 finisher. Obviously, we kind of had to get the order a little bit mixed up as we could not get a hold of Tyler. I mean, not Tyler, Wyatt initially. But I think it's time to go through your unofficial race results here presented by High Velocity TV. And then we'll call it a night here from Pocono. Obviously, we talked to your race winner and his spotter, Aaron Comnott, comes home victorious here and at Pocono. Tyler Holmes comes up one spot short there in P2, and we just talked to him. Wyatt Thompson comes home P3. Ryan Arnold's P4, and rounding out your top five, Kendorian Davis in that number five machine. Christian Zarate rebounds to a P6. Chase Smith, P7. Zachary Trevino, P8. Cash Colt, P9. Rounding out your top 10, Gavin Smith in that number 64 machine. Michael Deitch will come home P11 alongside Travis Prather in that number 41 machine. A rough night for that 41. Speaking of rough night, Max Ford, your pole sitter, comes home P13 after getting caught up in several incidences, and unfortunately for him, just getting the worst of them. So he'll come home P13 after Pocono. Carmelo in that number 92 will come home P14 alongside Joseph Enright, rounding out that top 15. Noah Nicholson in the 49 will come home P16. And 17th will go to Asher Bunkley. P18 goes to Joseph in that number 19 machine alongside Trenton Wilkin in 19th. And Matthew Fastenot rounds out that top 20. And running out the rest of your field, Brady Schreckengost will come on P21. Riley Ibanez, P22. And rounding out the field, Chase George in their P23. I mean, what an eventful race. Obviously, a lot of cautions, especially towards the end there. But, I mean, when you race for the playoffs, when you race it, you got Pocono. I mean, Pocono's not an easy track to get around with how unique it is and how drafty it could be. It really promotes, people to stick their nose in there and put some people to bad spots. So, I mean, I wish I could say I was surprised to see some of the wrecks, but that's just the way Pocono is, right? Kind of a borderline super speedway that you have to brake for in the corners. So, but it was definitely a fun call to come up here. I appreciate everybody and with the UIS to allow me to come up here and broadcast for them for the first time here in the UBN Prospects Truck Series. But once again, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer and commentator for tonight's race here for week one of the playoffs here. for the UBN Prospect Truck Series. I hope everybody has a great rest of their Monday night. We'll see you guys soon for another broadcast. Hope everybody has a great rest of the night, and we'll see you soon.